Wow, here we are again. It's Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. The awesomeness. I'm baffled right now over the awesomeness in studying this Psalm 97. I am baffled that probably 3,000 years ago, there's a man wrote this Psalm. And this Psalm is the prediction exactly as it's going to happen when Jesus comes on the scene again. When he is seated on his throne, which he is. And he's there now, and the Lord reigneth. Let the earth rejoice. Let the multitude of isles be glad thereof. In Psalm 96 and 10, let's see what we read. In 96, say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth, that the world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously. Back in that psalm was written as many thousand years ago, and here it is. And it's accurate, directly accurate. And in 96 and 11, let's go back there for a second. He said, let the heavens rejoice, let the earth be glad, let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. And so we see in Isaiah, Psalms, Proverbs, Isaiah chapter 42. Let's go there right quick if we can. 42. There's 32. 35. Taking a second here. My hands are not, they're a little shaky. They're not what they used to be. And Psalm 40, Isaiah 42, 10 and 12. It's 42, 10 and 12. Sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise from the end of the earth, that go down to the sea, and they that therein, and the isles, and the habitation thereof. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift their voice, and the villages, and the Kedar both inhabit. Let the inhabitants of the rocks sing. Let them shout from the top of the mountain. Wow. The inhabitants of the rock, I would believe, are you and I, who are in the rock, Jesus Christ. We are in that rock that followed those children of Israel. And water came from that rock while they were 40 years on the desert. And water came from that rock and gave them physical life there. And so here we are looking at this happening that is told before it ends. The clouds and the darkness, verse 2. The clouds and the darkness are round about him. Righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. Let's go all the way back to Psalm 18. All the way back to one of the first Psalms that we did is Psalm 18. And get these fingers to work. All the way back to Psalm 18 and see. Wow. Psalm 18. And we're going to look at Psalm 18 and verse 11. Psalm 18 and verse 11. Okay, one more page. And here it is. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. At the brightness that was before him, his thick clouds passed, hailstones and coal of fire. It's a fearful place to be in the presence of the Lord. Let me tell you that right now. And so it talked here about the clouds and the darkness in verse 2. and around about him righteousness and judgment are the habitation of his throne. And that was said also back in Psalm 18. Verse 3, a fire goeth before him, and burneth up his enemies round about. That is 18, Psalm 18 and verse 8. Let's take a look at that. There went up a smoke out of his nostrils, and a fire out of his mouth, and devoured coals were kindled by it. Wow. Man, the fire goeth out. Verse 4. His lightnings enlightened the world, and the earth saw and trembled. Verse 5. The hills melt like wax at the presence of the Lord. At the presence of the Lord, the whole earth shakes. That's in Micah 1 and 4, and in Nahum 1 and 5. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Again in the Psalms, that was in Psalm 19 and verse 5. We read that a few days ago. Psalm 19 and verse 5. And we read that a few days ago. The sorrow of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. Those that die and go to hell are prevented from taking any further action toward heaven or toward the glory of God. They have missed it. They're there in the fires of hell and will be there from now on. The hills melted like wax at the presence of the Lord. At the presence of the Lord of the whole earth. Wow. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Confounded by all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him, all ye gods. All the way over into the New Testament in the book of Hebrews 1 and 6. And Hebrews 1 and 6. I hate to be embarrassed right here with my fingers not working good today, because I know where the books are, but my fingers aren't doing like they should, and they're causing me a little bit of a difficulty. Hebrews 1 and 6. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten unto the world, he saith, and let all the angels of God worship him. Who was that first begotten? That was the Son of God, Jesus Christ, who came on the earth. He was the first begotten. And Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgment, O Lord. And let's go back to 48 and verse 11 and see. Psalm 39, let's go to 48, 42, 48, and verse 9. And verse 9, he maketh wars to cease unto the end of the earth. He breaketh the bow, and cutteth the spear in sunder, and he burneth the chariots in fire. We have a mighty God who shows himself at times when he has to, in this type of way. And for thou, Lord, art high above all the earth. Thou exaltest far above all gods. Yes, or yea, that love the Lord, that love the Lord, hate evil. He preserveth the soul of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. Light is sown for righteousness, and gladness for the upright in heart. And we're going to go to the book of Job. The oldest book in the Bible is the book of Job. We understand it was the oldest book in the Bible by studying different things. And Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Joshua, Judges, 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings, 1st, 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, and then Job. Come on, Peter. Okay, we want to go to Job 22:28. Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee, and the light shall shine upon thy ways. How about that? And the light shall shine. Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. And now we're going to back all the way up to Psalm 33 and take a look at 33 and 1. Psalm 33 and 1. And you say, Peter, where are you getting these references? I have a study Bible here. And in this study Bible, it puts together for you the connections that you need. And if you don't have one of these, you need to buy one. This particular one right here is the one I bought in 1972. And it's a King James Version study Bible. And so where we're going back to, we were going back to 33 and 1. Rejoice in the Lord, O ye righteous, for praise is comely for the upright. Praise is comely. That means that it is the best. That's it. You are properly dressed to go to heaven if you have salvation. Are you dressed for salvation? Have you said, Jesus, I am a sinner. Forgive me of my sin, commit my heart, and save my soul. If you have and you are in, it won't offend you that I say that often in my excerpts. What would offend you is if I didn't say it often and give the person the opportunity to see that that's the way in. The only way in is that way, and you're not going to get in any other way. This is the memorial of salvation. That is the statement of the memorial of salvation. I hate wearing out this old sentence, but it's true. A complete alcoholic. 1972, November 5th, 3 o'clock in the morning. Drunk. Been drunk for a week. Wrecked my car. God tapped me in the shoulder and said, hey, your number's up. I said, Lord Jesus, I am a sinner. Forgive me of my sin, commit my heart, and save my soul. I got dead sober. Dead sober. And I never said another cuss word from that day to this, and never took another drink. That's salvation. If you haven't got that, you need it. You need to say, Jesus, I am a sinner. Forgive me of my sin. Come in my heart and save my soul. And you'll be on your way to heaven. And then you keep going. Get yourself in a church. Get yourself a Bible. Find a Bible-believing church and get in it. And get yourself a Bible and start reading it. Get in it. Get somebody to help you and direct you in the path you need to go. We'll see you next time. Right. Bye-bye.